Well, today will be a big day for jury selection in Teresa Sievers' murder trial. Jimmy Rodgers will be tried first here. He's one of the men. Mark Sievers is charged with hiring to kill his wife.
In about 2 hours, both the defense and prosecutors will get a chance to interview a whole new set of potential jurors, and people who made it through yesterday's questioning will move on to another round of questioning this afternoon. But first, we want to get to this. How did we get here? Well, 4 years ago, Dr. Teresa Sievers was murdered inside her Bonita Springs home. Investigators say it was a murder-for-hire type of plot, so Teresa's husband, Mark, could get her life insurance policy.
The prosecution says Mark Sievers hired his best friend, Curtis Wayne Wright, who has already accepted a plea deal in this case, and his accomplice, Jimmy Rodgers.
So here is where we stand right now when it comes to jury selection. This is video from inside the courtroom yesterday. There are two different pools of jurors right now. One includes about 30 jurors who made it through yesterday's questioning. They are due back in court today at 1:30 for secondary questioning. Today, there is another group of fresh jurors, potential jurors, 50 of them, who will start their initial questioning. Those who are deemed appropriate will then be added to the 30 already onto the second round.
This is very important stuff here. So what is the judge? More importantly, what are the defense and the prosecutors looking for in jurors? The big question right now, at least to start with, is can someone commit 5 weeks to sitting on this jury? A lot of people have been released because a long trial would be a financial hardship for them.
And this may be surprising, but jurors' age could also be a factor, according to one of our political analysts.
We need people that are going to be open-minded. Now, if I'm on the defense, I would be wanting to look for younger jurors. I want the young jurors because I think that the younger people would be a little bit more likely to listen to the full story. Older person, somebody like me, is going to be listening to that. Maybe we might not be quite as open-minded.
So you heard it there from our legal expert. Well, both sides will also be looking for people who have not heard about this case to try to get an impartial jury.
That's going to be tough because a lot of people have heard about this case. We know from yesterday that if a juror had heard about the case, they get more questions from the attorneys.
So now let's take a deeper look into who Jimmy Rodgers is. He will be standing trial first. Well, he was arrested in Missouri after Teresa's death for violating his probation by coming to Florida allegedly to kill Teresa. He was on probation for a different crime. Lee County deputies say when they went to Missouri to interview Rodgers about the murder, he repeatedly interrupted them during the reading of his Miranda rights. And deputies say when they told him why they were there to investigate the murder, they say Rodgers responded, "In the state of Missouri, that is 15 to 20 years, and I'm okay with that."
Okay, so as we stand here at 6:04, it looks like this trial against Rodgers is going to go forward, even though we know lawyers for both Sievers and Rodgers pushed to have the trial move back a little bit because they were concerned about information that wasn't released to them and a status change for one of the witnesses.
But the judge did not judge denying both of those motions. So Rodgers will be tried first. The judge gave him a chance to even accept a plea deal, but he declined. Julia Janae with Court TV explains why a judge might have given him this option so late in the game.
Just want to make sure that they understand what they're getting into, make sure that they don't have these issues come up on appeal potentially. And he gave his confirmation and he gave it again, emphatically saying, I reject the one offer that the state continues to give me.
Now, Sievers will be tried next, although he has been put on standby in case Jimmy Rodgers' trial wraps up early.
All right, you can count on Fox 4 to be there and give you extensive coverage of this important high-profile trial. We will be in the courtroom. We will also be live outside of the courthouse, recapping the day's events and previewing them. In fact, Lisa is about to head out the door, and she will be live from the courthouse in just a little bit. You can keep up with the entire trial at any time, on air and online, fox4now.com and the Fox 4 News app.